listening to Luck of the Draw Radio with your hosts Dwayne and Todd. So grab a beer, sit back, and listen to what these jackasses had to say.
All right, well, up next in the studio, I'd like to welcome lead singer from Radiohead, Tom York. How you doing today, Tom?
Wow, today we've got a great guy in. One of my favorite bands, the Sex Pistols, Steve Jones, is here to talk with us tonight.
Well, it's an honor for me to introduce to you, and welcome to the studio, Les Paul. How are you today?
This is really exciting to help for our 2009 New Year's party. We have all 4 original Beatles. Thanks for making it in, guys.
All right, our next guest has been a major influence on my musical career, and it's an honor to meet you for the first time. Henry Rollins, welcome to the studio.
Tonight we got a real different guest for us. It's not a musical guest. It is one of the WWF's finest, the Ultimate Warrior. Hey, put bugs down.
Well, I'd like to welcome to the studio none other than rap hip-hop artist, great Chuck D from Public Enemy.
One of my big rock and roll, just vocal legends guys I really like. We got Lane Stanley talking with us tonight. Hello, Lane.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to welcome in, straight off of tour, Johnny Cash.
Put that in the fixed category. We fixed at least one Kiss song.
Big Kiss. Big Kiss.
You know, I got a buddy that is a huge Kiss fan. He's got like 6-foot-tall cardboard cutouts of the guys. He's got a Kiss pinball machine, all kinds of shit. He's got like autographs, all the records, and I give him shit all the time. I'm like, you know, if you spent half that time in a band that was worth it, you know how much cool shit you'd have.
Bastard.
But then again, his next favorite band is the Donnas. So,
I've got a couple of their CDs, but I ain't gonna back them. Not until they show me some Bush.
Alrighty, well, hello and welcome to show number 2 of Luck of the Draw Radio. My name is Todd Bugs, and with me, as always, is
Stan Zing.
Stan. How you doing, buddy?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. I'm feeling a lot better than the last time we tried this, so hopefully I can bring more to the table. So yeah, how's your day? How you been?
It was fabulous.
Yeah, you watched that Avatar?
I did. I just went and saw the movie Avatar. The whole world looks a little extra 3D now.
Oh, you saw it in 3D. I hear that's the way to go. I haven't seen it yet.
Can you see it without 3D?
I heard. I don't know. Maybe not.
I kind of didn't want to because I saw Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs in 3D, and it gave me a headache. I'm like, wow, there's a lot going on here. But this one, you almost have to because it is really cool, man. I mean, there's a whole jungle, forest environment that they're in. Right. There's just shit hanging everywhere. It's pretty cool.
I saw the Jim Carrey Nightmare, or whatever, the Christmas Carol in 3D. That's the last movie I've actually seen. So, but it's interesting that the 3D is a lot different now than like Jaws 3D.
Oh shit! Oh my god! And there's a preview. Piranhas in 3D. It's a total Jaws situation. People, wow. It's spring break. Girls in bikinis and piranhas. It's like a joke. You're like going, this is a joke, right?
It's like totally, Snakes on a Plane.
Exactly. I go, there's going to be a Snakes on a Plane part 2, or maybe a 3 in 3D,
Yeah, part 3D.
It's going to happen because it's retarded.
Wow.
They were showing, I'm going, oh my God, this is real.
So was Avatar, did it live up to all your expectations, like 3 hours long and all that crap?
It did, but going into it, I had a really bad attitude with the army guys have these robots that they sit in, and when they move, the robot moves, and these robots have thumbs, and it's a real big thing with me. Robots don't need thumbs.
Robots don't, and even cartoon characters. Robots and cartoon characters don't need thumbs.
I could accept a cartoon character with a thumb more than a robot, because a robot, why does it need a thumb? If it wants to hold a gun, it's going to have a gun arm.
Right.
If it's going to have a knife.
Cartoon characters only have 4 digits. So
right. Well, one of them's a thumb.
I guess they could have a thumb, but no more than 4 digits.
All right. But yeah, robots who pick up guns piss me off. It's like, get a gun arm, get a sword arm, you're a robot. Right. Jerk.
Just like push a button and an M16 comes out of their shoulder.
Exactly.
That's the way it should be.
Exactly. That's the way God wanted it.
It's the way God intended.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, good. So, you got a beer there? What are you drinking tonight?
I do. Coors Light. It's a little on the foamy side. Something's wrong with my kegerator. I think I need to give it an old washout because it's spitting a lot of foam at me here. But I'm going to muscle my way through it.
I'm actually I'm looking into getting a kegerator. We might be doing that in the next couple months. Because I bought that old 1950s refrigerator, and I was gonna make that into a kegerator. But the wife is she wants to use that in the kitchen, and we're gonna get an old 50s oven stove to match it, which is actually really cool because our kitchen's so small that it'll help make the room, because right now we got a big double door refrigerator in there and it's just too big.
Fits the beer good.
The
old fridge did not fit the beer good.
Yeah, well, my argument is that if I have to sacrifice that refrigerator to put useless shit like food in it,
like applesauce,
then I get to buy a kegerator. So,
man, it keeps the beer lots colder, and you don't have cans every fucking where.
Yeah, but the drawback with that?
No, what
is that?
There's no such thing.
I've got that old 1925 Dodge cowl and doors in the backyard that I throw all my aluminum in.
Yeah, and it's full.
And no, I took it all in, recycled it, and went out and bought Rock Band.
Wow.
So yeah, it's I've probably made $300 out of that stuff, just recycling cans. So.
But how much of your time did it take to unload all that?
A lot.
That thing was huge, dude.
Yeah,
that was the back of your truck, easy.
Oh no, it was one trip was 13 bags. 13 full-size trash bags, and then the second trip was 6 more, I think.
Wow.
So with kegerator, I won't be able to recycle as much.
But you see, then you're not using them to begin with. That's the way I look at it. And you're recycling the keg.
Right, you're not paying all the CRV that you would anyway. Yeah. So yeah, kegerator's in my future. That's for certain.
Oh, I'm real happy to hear that. Welcome, my friend.
You can come over, but then I'm not going to have Coors Light in it, though. I mean, I can tell you that much.
Fuck.
So. But I might surprise you here. I'm not even drinking beer tonight. Yeah. I thought I'd church it up a little bit and class it up. I'm drinking a nice Merlot. So.
Whoa.
Yeah. I like
Are we going to
have
to use big words?
Well, I have to stick my pinky out. I call it when I'm holding the microphone, I have to hold the pinky out.
All right. Well, I'll hold mine out with my man beer.
I might drink beer later. I'm thinking about the show goes for a while. I might just go and drink some whiskey. So. But yeah, we got a little off track. This is Luck of the Draw Radio show number 2.
Yep.
We have a phone number. Do you know the phone number, Dwayne?
No. I should write it down. I'll write it down this time, and then I'll surprise you with it next time by knowing it.
Okay, because I want you to be able to announce it sometimes too. So. The number is 530-618-2847. That's how you can call.
530-618?
618-2847.
2847.
And if you have one of those old phones that still has the numbers on the push buttons,
yeah.
Well, not the rotary,
okay.
But the push button ones that have ABC on one and DEF on 2 and all that.
Yeah, I hear you.
You can do 530-618-BUGS. How about that?
That's funny.
So I had a buddy in San Francisco that his number was 510. I can't think of the next 3, but the last 4 he spelled out cunt.
Nice.
So he'd always tell everybody, "Yeah, just go ahead and call cunt." That was fun.
I lived at a place and it was we were in the 213 area. It was in Studio City, and it was a 21 firm tail. And we thought that was
nice.
fun. And as we grew older, it started out with we were 3 roommates, and then I got married, left, and then the other guy got married and left. And the last guy there, he just actually recently, it was actually the guy who's producing our Luck of the Draw music, the Michael Parnan guy. Uh-huh. He was the last guy to stay in that house, and they changed the area codes on him to 323, so it changed to 32 firm tail. So when we were in our 20s, it was 21 firm tail, and then it updated with our age to 32 firm tail.
As you grew older, so did the number. Nice.
And that's when Parnan knew it was time to leave, because if it went to 40 firm tail,
there's no such thing.
Yeah.
And we also have an email address. Do you know that, Dwayne?
No, I don't.
I got the email thinking of us. I figured it would be right up your alley. It's We Want Beer.
Oh, fuck yeah.
gmail.com.
We want
beer.
Beer, not Merlot. Beer.
No, I got Merlot. I could use some beer. Well, I got beer in the refrigerator.
What?
At gmail.com.
Oh, Gmail. You said that.
Yeah. We want beer at gmail.com. Those are the best ways to get a hold of us over here at Luck of the Draw Radio. So I think
show ideas and just songs you want to hear.
Yeah, I think at the end of every show, we're going to say what our target is for the next show. So if any listener is obliging to, or so obliged to call in with their input, then they'll know what the next show's about, and then we can play their audio comments, and then, or if they have a song like this week, we
are doing cool cover songs, and we're giving you a snippet of the original song itself, so you can hear the contrast.
Yeah, and we didn't even say that last week when you actually came up with the idea for the cover show thing, and then later in the week you had told me that the snippet idea, and I think that's brilliant. I think that's great because just in case, for whatever reason, I think one of my songs is wildly popular, so everybody's going to know it, but another one's pretty obscure, and I think I like the idea that listening to the original or however it works. So, well, that was a cool idea. So,
thanks.
Yeah, at the end of the show, we'll probably argue it out over what the next focus will be, and then if listeners want to chime in or if they have a song that's in that vein or an idea or whatever, then feel free to email or call in with their suggestions.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Well, very cool. So we got 2 each again. I think that's going to be pretty much our format from how it started out. And I believe you would
point and counterpoint.
You had started last week.
I did.
So I'm going to take the reins this week, and I'll go ahead and start. And my first choice is a fellow by the name of Daniel Johnston. He had he wrote the original, and I looked everywhere to find a version of it, and I can't. I only have the cover. And the problem with Daniel is that he's like a Austin, Texas legend, so to speak. And, there's something in the water in Texas. You ever heard of Rocky Erickson?
No.
You know him? He fronted the band 13 Floor Elevators back in the 60s and stuff and 70s. And he had basically lost his mind and, was in and out of asylums and jails and things like that. And Daniel Johnston's a lot like that too. He's a bit nutty. He might be schizophrenic or something like that. There's a movie that you can get on Netflix. It's called The Devil and Daniel Johnston, and I highly recommend it. I've watched it, and it's a great movie. And it just documents, his life and his troubles and his issues with being schizophrenic and just knucking futs. And his whole thing with making music is like he just sits in a room, and he started out just with one of those long cassette players. Like, you remember when Peter Brady thought he was a detective?
Yeah.
And he had that really long cassette player thing, and he would record people talking, and
right.
So he would record on those, and he would just sit there and he'd bang on a guitar or a piano, and he would sing, and he's totally into Casper the Friendly Ghost, so he's got a bunch of stuff like that. And let me see if I can pull him up here. I have a couple of his records on the internet, on my webpage here. Just got stuff like songs like I Saw Her Standing There. He covers that. That's pretty funny.
Oh, that's a good song.
Just really weird titles, lots of things to do with Casper the Ghost, like I Know Casper the Ghost, Ghost of Our Love.
Does our lead guitar player like this guy?
I don't think he knows about him. He's really popular in a really small circle, I guess. Like, I don't know, you ever see that picture of there's a poster of Nirvana, and Kurt Cobain has a t-shirt on with a frog, kind of like a pencil drawing of a frog with these two big eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's a Daniel Johnston drawing. So like Kurt Cobain kind of brought him a little bit more to the mainstream.
Uh-huh.
But his music is very underproduced, very not even 4-track, it's 1-track live. A lot of times you can't hear him singing because he's playing too loud, or he's just, lost in a moment and stuff. But he's, I don't know, I'm pretty impressed with him stuff. And he used to just record cassettes, and then he would put cassettes, he would dub them like 20, 30 times, and then he would sell them in these little record stores in Austin. And a lot of those cassettes are, they've been re-recorded and, passed around. Uh-huh. So his stuff is kind of hard to find. And somebody got the idea to go ahead and mass produce like a lot of the songs on like one CD. So his CDs now are like 18 tracks or 30 tracks, things like that. So I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's pretty interesting. It's very I acquired taste, I guess. So since I couldn't find the song that I wanted to, that the cover is, the song of his that I couldn't find, I chose to play the song called "Walking the Cow."
Okay.
Because it's a lot like, it's right up it's in his wheelhouse. That's right what his style of music is. So I don't know if you want to play like a good 30, 40 seconds of that. And then I'll introduce the cover
one?
tune.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're gonna roll it right now. And this is, I'm sorry, say it again. "Walking the Cow" by who?
By Daniel Johnston.
Cool. Let's take a listen.
YouTube copyright infringement.
What the fuck was that?
That's Daniel Johnston, man.
Man, you and Kurt can cherish that all you want.
You know, and the funny thing is that he's probably got, like, no bullshit, he's probably got 40 records.
Wait, so okay, what I just heard, I made recordings like that when I'm going to say when I was 12. How old was this guy, or is this guy?
He's close to 50 by now, and he's got a band now, so his stuff is obviously a little bit more.
Oh, so they got it wired. They got it dialed in now. I'm sure.
Well, yeah, because he's got like this pretty good cult following, so he's got pretty big name people that want to play with him and produce him and stuff. But at the time that "Walking the Cow" song was recorded, he was probably late 20s, early 30s. Wow. But mentally, I'm not exactly sure. You got to watch the movie "The Devil and Daniel Johnston," and you'll get a really good idea of what I'm talking about. But
I'll give it a try, but I ain't gonna promise shit.
You know what? Even if you don't like his music or whatever, the story is still pretty good. You know, it's an interesting, like, he goes through a lot. You know, and I mean, just, you know, having that sort of that handicap and all, I guess. But how people
crazy handicap?
Yeah. I mean, you know, he's schizophrenic, and I'm not sure if he's the one. I think he might have been the one, because I know I get him confused with Rourke every now and then, because they're both from Austin and they're both, you know, Looney Tune. But one of them threw a girlfriend off a balcony off like the 12th floor of a hotel or something, and so I think that was Daniel that did that. And if you look at him, you know, he's just kind of this chubby, short guy, you know, just normal, you know, tarred haircut, whatever. It's just kind of looks like, you know, doesn't look like the type that would do that, but, you know, it's interesting.
Wow.
But the song that I wanted, the cover tune that I'm really into, the song that I really like, is actually called "Saving Cigarette Butts." And
I save cigarette butts.
I save cigarette butts. That's right. And I couldn't find his version of it because it's probably on cassette somewhere, and it's just, you know, I looked through everything I have, and I looked on iTunes, and I couldn't come up with it. But the band that covers it is a band called P, which is just the letter P. And the interesting thing about P is that the lead vocalist is Gibby Haynes, the mastermind behind Butthole Surfers.
Oh, great!
And Butthole Surfers.
That's as silly as I get.
Well, yeah.
He's silly, but they can bring the fucking rock. I like those guys.
Yeah. Oh, Butthole Surfers is one of my favorite bands, and they're also, you know, a South Texas type, you know, area band, like Austin area. So that's probably where they got the idea to do a Daniel Johnston song, you know, just because he's a local boy to them. And in fact, he's even actually, you know, in the movie, Daniel does like he comes out of his reclusive squalor to do some shows. You know, I'm getting him confused with Rourke again, because I watched a documentary about Rourke Erickson too. But one of those two ended up playing a show, a big comeback show, and they played with Butthole Surfers. So. But the other interesting thing about the band P is not only that Gibby is the lead vocalist, but the bass player is none other than Johnny Depp.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a little interesting. I never knew that he had an inkling to play music or anything like that. And they toured.
Oh, yeah, he came to L.A. to be a rock star, and then a little friend. I'm embarrassed that I know all this. What's that fucker's name? The weird guy. I like him.
Daniel Johnston?
Face to Face? No, actor. Big time stuff.
Yeah, I don't know much about actors.
Yeah, everybody knows this fucker. He was in Face Off. He was in
Richard Grieco.
No.
21 Jump Street. Come on.
No, yeah, get away from that. Go to Valley Girl.
Oh, yeah, what is his name?
I can't think of his name
I
to
can
save
see
my
his
fucking
picture.
life.
I know he was in Moonlighting with Cher.
Yes, that guy. Well, he had the wooden hand in that movie.
God damn, I can't think of his name.
There you go. That's a contest. If you can correctly name this actor, which is really easy to name.
That's not much of a contest.
Hey, it'll get somebody to call in.
Okay, yeah. You call in, and what do they win, Dwayne?
they win a
20
Luck
minutes
of the
of
Draw
water.
demo CD whenever we get it mixed.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would do that.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that guy told Johnny Depp, he's all, you know what? While you're waiting for your band to make it, you should do this acting thing just to kind of try to pay the bills. And so he started doing that, and they found him, and then they put him in 21 Jump Street, and the rest is history.
Wow. I thought that he just came to L.A. to be in a Tom Petty video, but...
No. I think they kind of like mirrored that as what he did coming to
That
LA.
was his, yeah.
But he never became the rock star, obviously. But
Right.
But you know what Tom Petty did? He got a lot of guys wherever Tom Petty's from, Illinois or something. He got this whole van full of guys to come out and chase the dream. And then once he got to LA, he sent them all packing, and they started the Heartbreakers. It was I forget the name of the band, but it was a whole different band, and they were signed, and the label said, you know what? You're really what this band's all about. And they sent everybody home.
Back when the labels used to do that.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? The band is good. Your songwriting's good, but your drummer's a little weak. So we got a guy over here that could do it.
I was picking up my guitar today. I had a new bridge put on, and I was picking it up from the music store, Ontario Music, here by where I live. And I heard some cocksucker just talking too loud on his cell phone in the music store, trying to convince some guy in the band that they got to get rid of this bass player and get a real bass player who has real gear because it'll take him to the next level. And I just want to walk up to him and slug him. I go, you know what, asshole? That's a band you're talking about. For some reason, these guys are able to get together every day, practice those songs every day. I mean, there's something happening, and you're trying to break all that up just to bring some cocksucker in who can play an A and a B and a G in time.
Right.
It's like, fuck you. That really pissed me off. I wanted to go sock him.
Well, yeah, it hit a little close to home, I think.
What does that mean? God damn it.
I just like to keep you on your toes. That's all. I'm not saying that last night when Ed and I were hanging out, we were talking about that.
Yeah. Okay, here I want to go to something else.
Well, why don't we go ahead and play my song?
Okay, but before, what's it called? I save cigarettes.
I save cigarette butts.
Okay, real quick then. There's maybe in one of the shows. I don't know if we should make it all about. Maybe we should make it all about the Paladins because we both definitely like the Paladins.
Good, yeah.
They have an amazing song. It's called 5 Minute Love Affair, and it's about smoking a cigarette. And I don't know if if he wrote it. I think it's off their CD. Slip It In.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he wrote it, but man, when I heard that, I go, God damn, that's great.
Yeah, I remember.
He wrote a song about smoking a cigarette.
The lyrics are really good. How it talks about how the cigarette is just fleeting, and
super talented guy. Just as he was the Stevie Ray Vaughan of rockabilly, and I mean, if you're not in Southern California, you probably don't know about him. Is that true, or are the Paladins bigger than I think?
No, they're pretty popular. They toured quite a bit. I think Dave Gonzalez, he had a motorcycle accident a couple years back, and that put the Paladins on hiatus. And then he started a blues band after that, and I think he's still playing in that band. I could be just talking totally out my ass right here, but man,
we should try to get him on the phone. That would be cool.
Yeah. I've talked to him a bunch. We opened for him before, and
remember when we were up in San Luis Obispo. My uncle band Uncle Tiki opened for him, and
the Slow Brewery.
The Slow Brew, and man, what a nice guy.
Yeah, nice to a fault.
They were what was that?
He's nice to a fault,
Yeah. And I remember that's what they were doing, the CD Slip It In, which that song is off of, and that for that particular run or whatever. Wow, yeah, that'd be fun to figure out what's going on with him, because what a fucking talent. Yeah,
just an amazing guitarist. Incredible.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is I Save Cigarette Butts, and it's what's his name song?
By the band P. That's just the letter P, and it's got Gibby Haynes and Johnny Depp as well as a few other folks in the band.
Cool.
So yeah, check it out and let me know what you think here.
Alrighty. It can only go up from that last one. Kicking a Casio.
Go on.
What the fuck?
Daniel Johnston is a true talent. I'll send you some of his stuff.
Please don't. I'd rather see a poor drawn frog on a faded punk icon.
Man, he's got so much good music. I'm going to send you some stuff. I'm going to do it right now, actually.
Bastard.
I'm going to email you. Well, Philip, I'm going to fill your inbox.
All right, well, I'll give you 3 minutes. Here it comes. I Save Cigarette Butts by P. Coming at you live. Hoo-yah!
YouTube copyright infringement.
Alrighty, that was P with I Save Cigarettes. And it was
Cigarette Butts.
Cigarette Butts. And it's a cover song of, I can never remember this guy's name.
Daniel Johnston.
Daniel Johnston.
Actually, while that was playing, I went and I got the, I have it on vinyl.
Uh-huh.
And it was 1995 Capitol Records. That was a major label.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's like P, and then on the back it says, P is a band, not a liquid or a fruit.
I like that. That's funny.
So, yeah. So what'd you think?
Yeah, I liked it. It was, it's still not my, if I'm blazing down the road and want to hear some rock and roll, that is not the song I'm going to go to, but it wasn't horrible.
Well, I'm kind of glad I didn't play the other cover on this record then, because and the main reason why I didn't play that is because I didn't want to own the original. So they covered Dancing Queen, ABBA's tune, and they do a great version of it. So
Wow, that's funny.
no, but I like the band P. I think those guys are fantastic. I mean, like I said, I love Butthole Surfers too. So.
And what was the Butthole connection there?
The lead singer for P is also the lead singer for Butthole Surfers.
Oh, I did not hear that in his voice at all.
Oh, really? Wow, that's all I hear. That sounds totally like Gibby.
But see, but when I think Butthole Surfers, I think Jesus Built My Hot Rod. And that,
yeah, but that's Ministry.
Was it? Well, but he sang it though.
Yeah, this is a singer, but
it's funny when I go back to like when I started my band, Uncle Tiki. That was part of me was going. It's a rockabilly song, but with today's thunder and electricity behind it. Not that whiny little guitar that a lot of rockabilly bands.
Yeah, I can see that. But I mean, that was Ministry too. They were a lot more aggressive.
Shit.
Gibby that sang that too.
Wanna be a wanna. Oh.
But like Butthole Surfers, that Who Was in My Room Last Night. And,
you know what? You know what? That's the song I was really thinking of. Who Was in My Room Last Night? But yes, Jesus Built My Hot Rod. That was a collective. But you see, that's not far off from.
No, Butthole Surfers would get totally loud and out of control. And I mean, have you ever seen them live though?
No.
That is a spectacle. I've seen them a bunch of times, and they're fantastic.
Huh. Butthole Surfers.
This Merlot is nice.
My beer's just fine, thank you.
Good. Okay, well, we've pretty much hammered through my first choice there, the Daniel Johnston and the P cover. So, what do you got to bring to the show tonight?
Let's see. What I have is I got my two. I think I'll start with my Dwight Yoakam, which is I think is the suggestion or the example I used on the last show. He did a cover of "I Want You to Want Me" by Cheap Trick, and I just love. I'm a big Cheap Trick fan to begin with, but when I heard Dwight Yoakam do this particular cover, I just go, "Wow!" He made it his own.
Huh.
He put the slide guitar on it, and it's the tempo's not far off, and but it's Dwight Yoakam, and you can tell it's Dwight Yoakam, and that's what I like.
Right. I know I've heard it, but I it's not fresh in my memory. And then after you had mentioned it, I haven't listened to any Dwight Yoakam since the last time we talked. But I will now, I guess.
I hit that by mistake. I was trying to queue up the other one.
But I remember I was thinking about that too, and I was thinking I had to pull some Dwight Yoakam out, and then I just never did. But I did notice that I don't have that song, so this is going to be a nice refresher for me because I know I haven't heard it in a long time.
This I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this is the last studio album he put out.
Oh wow!
And I wasn't impressed on the whole album. I love this song he did, but it was no.
Do you know the name of the record?
I don't own it.
Oh,
I heard it from a friend, and I got the cover song.
Heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who.
I will pull out my REO Speedwagon. Don't think I won't. It's just a thumb twist away here on my iPod.
I don't doubt it. You just gotta hit the crap button, and then all of a sudden it comes up.
But it's no. I mean, for me, Dwight Yoakam, I don't think he did any wrong the first 4 albums he did. Up until, what is it, Time? Was that the name of the album, or was it called something else?
I don't know the names of the only one I remember vividly is Dwight Yoakam Acoustic.com or .net.
Oh, I don't even. I don't
And
even know that one.
everything at Last Chance for 1,000 Years. I know that one. I
like the
would
one-
just buy his.
What was it?
Well, I would just buy his records. Like I never really bothered to, to concern myself too much with the titles and stuff, and then I would just listen to him. So yeah, I don't really know too many of his album titles.
Well, I like the one of him posing with an El Camino.
Well, I'm not sure if I have that one.
It's like white. The album's white, but he's posing with his brand new black El Camino, and I just thought that was really funny.
Let's see.
Very Bakerfield white trash. That's the one that's got like Cadillac on it. The that Blasters guy wrote.
Oh yeah, long black Cadillac.
Yeah, and or that's a standard, isn't it? That's old.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Well, he has some Blaster connections though, as far as songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of that guy's name. The brother, the guitar player.
Dave Alvin.
Yes, Dave Alvin, because the other brother is the one that's still doing the Blasters, I believe.
Phil
Yeah,
Alvin's
makes those
still there.
crazy faces.
Yeah, he was in. He did the Knitters too. One of them, Dave Alvin.
Dave
He
did,
the
yeah.
Knitters.
Not the
Not Phil.
not the singer, no. Yeah, Dave. He was the. Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. So the album that this particular song's on, I did not like, which I hate to say as a Dwight Yoakam fan, because on the first ones I could listen to those albums pretty much start to finish, and I just liked them.
Yeah, I'm looking through my catalog here, and I have a few live stuff, and then I have Last Chance for 1,000 Years, Long Way Home, and then Dwight Live. Yeah, I don't have the new one, whatever it is. Then
Yeah. That's what this is off of, I believe, and here it is. I want you to want me. Oh wait, no. First we're gonna start off with the.
yeah,
Cheap
play the
Trick
original,
version.
the Sheep Trick one.
Yeah. So here's Cheap
Is this
Trick.
going to be off of Live at Budokan?
You know what? No, because that's the one everyone knows, and I agree that's the one I like, because the original one that is off of oh shit, is it Heaven Tonight or In Color? I can't remember.
I'm thinking In Color,
Okay,
but I'm
let's
not
see.
sure.
It is on. I'm looking. Yep, In Color.
Yeah,
Very nice.
just
You-
a quick little
showed
side
some-
note before you play the snippet there. What is your opinion of Cheap Trick?
I love them.
Okay.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, yeah, man. They're one of the bands that really. I mean, them, and I'm gonna say Kiss, where we could put on
We're gonna
a little
talk about Kiss
a little
here in a
notation
little
next. Yeah, because we're gonna definitely come to that later. We had a little pre-show talk, and we almost wasted some.
This show from show number 3 on out needs to be Kiss free. No more Kiss.
Okay, see, now
This is the second show in a row that you've brought up Kiss, so I'm gonna nip it in the bud.
it's hard for me not to bring Cheap Trick or Kiss into any music conversation.
I totally
really
agree
like
with you
them.
with Cheap Trick. I think what they did was it was the first like radio friendly, I guess, music that I could appreciate. You know, it was nationally accepted, and people loved them, but it wasn't like, because I've always been like a punk rock jackass where I'm like, well, if everybody knows about them, then I fuck them. I don't care anymore. But Cheap Trick was one of those bands that I just held on to and kept holding on to. Like
For me,
just
for me, they were punk rock Beatles.
yeah, I hate the Beatles, but
Because Robin Zander sings like Paul McCartney, and they're catchy little tunes, they're stupid little pop songs, but they make
Yes.
them so cool and rocking.
yeah.
And I like that.
And then they all had their own little personality too. I don't know the names of the guys, but I know the bass player played like an 8-string bass, and then the drummer Bunny, he was
Bunny
just
Carlo, yeah.
yeah. And then I can't think of the guitar player's name, but it's all the multi-neck guitar stuff and all the weird. So yeah, good
That's
band.
kind of where they lost me with all that guitar stuff. It's like, just play the songs, man.
Yeah.
That guy, I saw him live a couple times. He would throw out 10 to 15 picks per song.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
That was part of his playing style.
I saw Cheap Trick.
He could flip
at,
those fuckers.
at the LA County Fair.
Oh, wow.
Years and years ago. And it was just one of those things where I went there and, whatever, just hanging out with friends, drinking beers and watching the horse races. And then all of a sudden you hear this music in the background. You're like, what the fuck? Somebody's playing Cheap Trick really loud. And then somebody's like, no, Cheap Trick's playing. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Oh my
just took off
gosh.
and ran. I think that's the only time I ever saw him. But I do remember that too. He had the guitar player had like a mic stand with just a million picks on it. And he would strum and flick and strum and flick. And yeah.
What was I saw them in Pomona at the P something. real famous place. Basically, the Glass House of the 80s.
Huh.
The P, god damn it. I can't remember it. Oh, well, I saw him play there, and it was really cool. The song I picked is the album version, which came out before the live recording, which the live recording is better because it's more rockin', but the studio version is different. A lot of people haven't heard it, so I thought it'd be fun just to do the original.
Is it the first song off our new record?
This song is the first song off our new album.
YouTube copyright infringement.
So yeah, that's a whole lot different than the Budokan version, man. That definitely had more of a Beatles vibe to it. So
Yeah.
it was kind of candy ass.
Oh, yeah. There's a little piano too, going ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding.
So I'm really interested to hear Dwight's version, because I remember Dwight's version comparing a lot more to the Budokan version, because I thought it was more rockin', like just a little more up tempo or something. That just seemed
Yes, rocking
little-
and country style. So
yes.
that's saying a lot if you're rocking a country vibe. But that's
Yeah.
fucking Dwight, man. He's the man.
Yeah, he can do no wrong. I mean,
agree.
in some of his acting roles, he really looks like a freak. But
He's doing it. He's acting. He's not trying to be like cool Tom Cruise playing the super
Right.
spy. He is being a drunk derelict.
he was the abusive guy, that stepdad or whatever in Sling Blade, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was such a good role.
And he had a band, and they rocked. They were just playing
Yeah.
some stupid like rockabilly, dong 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 dong, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Because I would have heard that, I go, that kind of rocks. You can't put Dwight behind a guitar and not have it do something cool.
Right, exactly. Well, then let's give it a whirl. Let's listen to Dwight Yoakam doing Cheap Tricks, I Want You to Want Me.
As you wish.
Awesome.
YouTube copyright infringement.
Oh,
That was really cool. I mean, being a failed lap steel guitarist myself, I really appreciate somebody that knows how to knows how to play the pedal steel, and that was nice.
Yeah.
I could only imagine that the same thing is true with his version as the Cheap Trick version. That live it would be even better.
yeah. The one thing about the live Cheap Trick version is there's that bridge where they just break it down, and it's amazing. And it's not on, obviously, the studio version.
Yeah.
And
Plus, the energy just seems to be. I mean, well, they're playing a sold out show at Budokan, whatever. I mean, like, I'm sure they're stoked. So the energy of that song is a whole lot better than just that studio version that you played earlier. So.
right, that's because for that particular song, I almost thought everybody's heard that song, but not everybody's heard the Dwight Yoakam, so that's why I kind of wanted to hear it. So I decided, I'll play the album version. But being a
Right.
Cheap Trick fan, I love it just the same.
No, yeah, I agree. I think that's fantastic. That was a good choice. You did yourself proud, Stan.
Oh, thanks. Dwight just nailed it. Just the choruses, the way he just did not. He just put his own flavor in there, and they kept. I mean, the drums are pretty much just the same as a Cheap Trick, and they just. I mean, he did it right, so just don't fuck with it.
Yeah, just the way the melody, the way he would sing it, like he would just do these little changes in there, and it would make a big difference, because
Yeah.
the song is so embedded in my memory, at least, that every little nuance that he did different, I'm like, ooh, that's new, that's kind of cool.
And it's funny because it's Dwight, and if you love Dwight,
right.
Oh, let's listen to it again.
Just rewind the MP3 player, and
There
then
you go. Feel free to take it back and listen to that again, because I do love that song. He did a great
you know
job.
what? Now, especially now that I know I don't even own that, I'm gonna have to go get me a copy of that. That's a good tune.
I could burn you, because as I recall, I listened to the album and I go, wow, that album sucks, but I love that song.
You can go to iTunes or whatever and just buy that one song for $1 and sample the other ones too. But
I'd be curious to listen to him now, because I don't know why but when I heard that, I had such a bad attitude. I go, man, what did he do?
well, that was back when you were really into Megadeth too. So you might have been. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to talk shit.
Who was I into when I heard that? I can't remember. I would have been a Reverend, probably. A heavy Reverend Super Sucker era of my life.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, that might have been hard for me to swallow the rest of that. But but you know what? That's bullshit, because I like those the 3 previous Dwight Yoakam albums just fine. Like, what was it? We did a tour thing up in there in Provo, Utah, and we all went and got breakfast, and
in Sunnyvale.
yeah, and the singer of the Lonely Boys, who's letting us crash on his floor, took us to.
They were called the Unlucky Boys.
Oh, Unlucky Boys, and he took us to the cool breakfast joint in town. We all walked over, and basically he just walked up and threw a bunch of quarters in on Dwight Yoakam, and we were just listening. I go, now this is how Dwight Yoakam's supposed to be listened to. And,
that's the town where the cops follow me on my beach cruiser.
That's right. Well, the most tattooed, hairiest guy in town is riding a beach cruiser at 7 a.m.
in Mormon Central.
Yes.
Something ain't right.
You're asking for it.
That's sad when like my big tour story is, I got chased by the cops on my beach cruiser.
But it was a cool beach cruiser. It had flames on it.
Yeah, even the tires had flames on it.
Yeah, that's cool. Even when the tires have flames.
Yeah, actually,
it wasn't a big
the Unlucky
wheel.
Boys they've changed their name to the Utah County Swillers now, and they're mumbling and grumbling about maybe coming to SoCal. So
that would
we might be playing with them again.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, I love those guys, man. They're so much fun live. They changed the band name and changed out a couple members, or one or two members, and they're basically still the same band. You know, just a good, rowdy, beer drinking, hoot and a holler. So.
And the singer's a school teacher, isn't he?
I'm not sure if he still is, but yeah, he was. I remember when he was all embarrassed because one of his students showed up at one of the gigs that we were playing with.
That's funny.
Yeah, good times. I like those guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to playing with them then.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to work something out. I told him I'd even if we're unavailable, I'll still help him out with gigs. You know, just so I can see him. I'll fucking book him at the Rock so I can walk to the place to go see him.
Cool. So you have another song, right?
Yeah. And last week you'd brought up your buddies in that band Kiss, and actually since then I did a Barstool Preacher podcast, and I was looking at. I have an old 7-inch of the Chemical People, and they're doing Getaway. That's a Kiss tune, right? Mm-hmm. Because on the 7-inch they're all wearing Kiss makeup. What?
I was thinking, gotta get away.
Yeah. And it's a really cool version, and that actually inspired me to do an all 7-inch show last week at the Barstool Preacher. So everything was vinyl, so the quality really sucked, and the songs are all popping and crackly and hissy, but it was fun, you know. And so I thought about it, and I'm like, there's tons of stuff so many great covers. I figure, you know what, I might as well do one of my choices, because obviously Daniel Johnston is like, I love what he does, and I love P and the Butthole Surfers and all that stuff. So that was my first choice. My second choice, I decided to go with the band that actually fixed the song. See, like the song sucked by the original artist, and then a band had to come in, which I'm not really even that big of a fan of this band, but they had to come in and fix it. And so I was pretty impressed with that. Obviously we're talking about Kiss, and the song is Detroit Rock City. I don't know, you want to play a couple 20 seconds of it, and then just to refresh everybody's memory?
I could sing it by memory. We don't need to, but I will definitely play it for the people.
The coolest part of this version, because I got this off of, because remember last time we were talking, I told you that I have a ton of Kiss vinyl. And so I got it off of vinyl, so it's going to sound kind of crappy probably. But the coolest part about this, I got it off Kiss Alive 2, I believe. And the best part is the intro. You know, right?
Oh, when you get in the car and the 8-track going into the 8-track player?
No. This is live. So it's all, you wanted the best, you got the best, and they ruin it by bringing out Kiss. But, so
man,
yeah, I don't...
Somebody wants a fat lip.
I'm glad we're doing this over Skype. I thought punching you if we weren't. You're gonna find out my Achilles heel one of these shows, and you're just gonna pounce on me and just start talking about.
I think I did. It's a guy named Dipshit with a Casio, and he kicks it and sings about bubblegum.
You know what? Oh man! I had another choice too. Shit! Now I'm kicking myself. I should have not. You ever heard of Alice Donut?
Yeah, I have heard of Alice Donut.
Yeah, well,
I don't know them or like them, but I have heard of them.
See, that might be my Achilles heel. Alice Donut is one of the best bands that ever walked the planet.
You and Ash, man. God damn. You like all those creepy shit.
They do. The generals gathered in their masses. What song?
Oh
is that?
wow, that's
War Pigs.
War Pigs by Sabbath.
They do that. Alice Donut covers that, and all the vocals are with a trumpet, so it's all.
You know what? I think I've heard that, and that is cool.
great. So that's what I could have played.
I can't say I hate that.
Alice Stone is great. But yeah, let's get back to some crap. So do you want to play a little bit of that, or
Yeah, we'll play a little bit of that, and then
I'll talk a little bit more shit, and then I'll introduce the fixed version.
okay, fine.
This is Kiss off of Kiss Alive 2.
YouTube copyright infringement.
Man, there's nothing wrong with that song. I heard fireworks in the background.
Yeah, the
Explosion equals gold.
The guitar's all dink a dink a dink a dink a dink. It's all thin. It's live, and he's got a wall of Marshalls behind him and a Les Paul with 3 pickups, and he can't get a better tone. Come on.
His name's Ace, and he's from space. Enough said. He could be playing a fucking banjo.
It almost sounded like he was. Dink a 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 dink. Why? You know,
That's
there's
awesome.
there's a podcast that I listen to called the Rock and Roll Geek Show, and it's really good. It's really entertaining, and the guy that does it did a live bootleg at Kiss, like at a Kiss concert. He brought in like a little micro track thingy, and he played all of Paul Stanley's raps between songs, and it is so funny. I was going to mimic it right now, but I'm drinking too much wine. But man, it is really fun. If you can go look up Rock and Roll Geek Show and then look at the Kiss bootleg, that's a good listen. It's funny, and you know what? In all honesty, because like I've never been a Kiss fan, I don't like them. I don't care, but I listened to it, and I'm like, you know what? That would have been a fun show to go to. It would have been entertaining, guarantee it. So
It's funny. I mean, I'm definitely a big Kiss fan. Never been to a show. Just I don't know. It's hard to put with those. But the album you actually took that song, or that you took this cover off of, is called "Kiss My Ass," and it's all Kiss covers. And if it's funny too. I mean, the Detroit Rock City is the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, I believe, correct?
Yes. And
number
Dickie
10.
Barrett, the singer,
Uh-huh.
not only is he got a long history in being a ska sort of frontman, for that band, he was in a hardcore band before that, and I forget the name of it. It's like Burnt Toast or something silly like that. And he's also the voice of Jimmy Kimmel Live, the TV show.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, and he's really cool. He's friends with that Adam Carolla dude, and they did a podcast together that I listened to. I listen to a lot of podcasts, if you haven't noticed. And they did a podcast with Adam Carolla and Dickie, and it was really entertaining. That guy is really funny, and I'm not a big fan of ska, and I'm not a big fan of the Boss Tones necessarily either. But this song is cool. I love his voice in this tune, because it's never you think of Boss Tones, you think I never had to knock on wood,
right.
Impression I get, and you think it's all like not big band, but kind of that clear vocal, real crisp, and the way they do Detroit Rock City is not like that at all. It sounds like Cookie Monster almost. I like it.
Yeah, no, it's you're right. It is good. And like I said, this is off the album Kiss My Ass. It's a compilation. It's got 11 songs. I'm just happen to be looking at mine right now. And I just like to point out the very first song is by Lenny Kravitz. He does a version of Deuce.
Deuce, yeah. That was going to be another my choice, but I just the thing that bothers me about that record though is that like the one song that I really wanted to play was the first song on side B, because I have it on vinyl. It was Dinosaur Jr., but I couldn't find
that was my next one. Dinosaur Jr. does a great version of Going Blind.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
so.
And actually, right after that, I know is a song you would probably hate. It's by Extreme. Strutter, they did an amazing version.
Well, the thing I didn't like about Strutter was that then at the end they started doing that. They went into like, I wanna rock and roll all night.
Yeah, they kind of
like they mashed the two songs together, and I don't know. I wasn't impressed.
Those were my two favorite though, Extreme and then the Lenny Kravitz off this one. But the Mighty Boss Tones is just fine. I should have gone with the. Don't say Garth Brooks.
Oh no, not that. No, I was thinking I should have gone with the Dinosaur Jr., but I couldn't find the original because I don't own it, and I should have figured you'd probably have a version of it.
I do.
Yeah, I should have done that. That's why I went with the Boss Tones, was because I could find the original. So.
Yeah, if I had it's pretty damn rocking what the Boss Tones did.
The voice is great, and then how it's kind of they stayed true to the song up until like the last quarter of it. Like the first 3/4 of the song, they stay pretty true to the song, but the vocals are great. They're so gritty and angry. And then right at the very end, that's when it kind of, you hear the trumpets and it gets a little sky, and then that's where they kind of made it their own. So I don't know, I like it.
Well, cool. Let's give that a listen.
So yeah, play the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones doing the Kiss cover, Detroit Rock City. I like the phone call in the beginning too.
Yeah.
The phone call where Gene calls him and he's like, Megadeth was supposed to do that, but that's pretty cool. I like that's funny.
That is
so
funny.
Yeah, Boss Tones,
cool.
Detroit Rock City. Please.
Here we go.
YouTube copyright infringement.
Wow. Yes, that rocked. Woo! Mighty Boss Tones throwing out Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, that was a good movie too. Actually, you ever see that movie?
Yeah, you know what I did, and it was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, it was one of those slapstick, fart and boner joke kind of movie, but it was a good time.
Right.
But yeah, I love his voice, man. That tune is great.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
So that I would put that in the fixed category. We fixed at least one Kiss song.
Big Kiss fan here.
Oh,
Big Kiss fan here.
I got a buddy that he's a huge Kiss fan. He's got like 6 foot tall cardboard cutouts of the guys. He's got a Kiss pinball machine, all kinds of shit. He's got like autographs, all the records, and I give him shit all the time. I'm like, you spent half that time in a band that was worth it. You know how much cool shit you'd have.
Bastard. But then again,
his next favorite band is the Donnas. So,
I've got a couple of their CDs, but I ain't gonna back them there. Not until they show me some Bush.
All right, well, let's get to that's my two choices. Daniel Johnston and Kiss. So you've done Dwight. What else you got?
I had this band I've really got a hard on for. Really enjoy them. They're called Volt Beat.
Okay.
VOL Beat. They're labeling them as a rockabilly heavy metal.
These are the guys that you were telling me not too long ago they were on tour with Metallica?
Yes, they're touring with Metallica as we speak. And they're actually...
You want to know...
What? I'm sorry, go ahead.
There's something really weird is you told me that, and I have an external hard drive that gets bounced around between some of my friends. Mm-hmm. And the other day I was looking at it, and there's a file on there that says Volbeat that I haven't opened yet. And
wow.
I think that might be that. I'm going to open it right now. I didn't mean to interrupt, so go ahead and...
I really like this band. They've got like 4 or 5 albums actually under their belt. And they ran around a lot with another band I really dig called Danko Jones. Canadian band. It's got like a kind of a punk rock, Thin Lizzy vibe going. Really dig them. But they, one of the songs they covered, they actually do 2 really cool cover songs that I was fighting with myself to which one we should use. And one of the songs was a Social Distortion song. But it sounds pretty... And I think you even made that comment. It sounds pretty true to the Social Distortion version. Mm-hmm. It's rocked up a little more, but it's definitely kind of in the same... You can say, oh, that's a Social Distortion song. But this song is an old country standard called I'm So Lonely I Could Cry.
Oh, the old Hank tune.
Is that who it was? It's Hank... Because I couldn't figure out who did it originally, so I have a Elvis version of it to play to give you the original flavor.
I'm familiar with the Hank Williams Senior version, but who's to say he really wrote it? Those guys back then
I would assume
they all bastardized everybody's songs.
Yeah, but I would assume he did it before the Elvis version I have, because the Elvis version I have is probably pretty close to his Vegas years.
Oh,
okay. Just from the sound of it. So I don't know. We'll just play this. I happen to like this Elvis version.
Yeah, we'll play that. We'll run with that. I'll give it a listen.
And then we'll go into the Volt Beat, which
is it Volt Beat or Vol Beat?
I think it's Volbeat.
Because I opened the file that I had,
I thought
and
it was Volt.
VOL. Huh?
Maybe it is Volbeat.
Because I got VOLBEAT. Do they have a record called The Strength, The Sound, The Songs?
I don't fucking know.
Because that's the record, 2005.
You're right, Volbeat. The one I have is Guitar Gangsters and something.
Well, then
name.
Maybe they stick to 3 things, like Guitar Gangsters and
Dickheads.
And tacos, and then I got The Strength, The Sound, The Songs.
Yeah. So this first is going to be the Elvis.
Yeah, play a little Elvis for us.
Yeah. And then we're going to go into the Volbeat. Here we go.
Straight from that?
Well, no.
Or you want to talk about it a little bit more? Do you want to go straight into it?
I don't know. If something comes to your head, say it. And if not,
go straight into it. Yeah. We almost made it through a whole show without you burping.
I'd like to sing a song that's
Almost.
probably the saddest song I've ever heard.
It's not going to happen, is it?
God willing.
YouTube copyright infringement.
To die.
So, is that Elvis live with Burke Baccarat on piano or
Something
what?
like that, yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, it's definitely, that's what I'm saying. It's definitely him edging towards his Vegas years.
Yeah, you couldn't find a crappier version, for Christ's sake.
Oh, God.
I mean, I love Elvis, but I got a record that's it's on Dog Vomit Records. It's called Elvis's Greatest Shit, and that's right in there.
You know, I'd probably love that. I love the cheesy Elvis. I just like Elvis, man.
I'll
Even when he got cheesy, I liked him.
Yeah, oh yeah. I
Didn't bother
love
me.
the Vegas Elvis. I got the '69 comeback. I think it's '68 or '69. I'm fucking too much wine. But
He actually
I got
did
that
a
on DVD.
He did a really good version of Bridge Over Troubled Water too that I considered playing, but I figured that was too mainstream. I wanted to bring something like this Volbeat. I don't think a lot of people would have heard of or of them, and I think it's a great album.
Yeah, you know, even though I have it on my hard drive, I've never heard them. Other than that time, I think we were on the phone and you had them in the background and you were telling me about them. But
Yeah.
that's the only time I've ever heard it. So I'm really interested to hear this song.
Yeah, the only way I could get negative on Volbeat is saying they're kind of like a for me at least, like when I listen to fucking somebody like a Rat and the vocal quality, the way he sings, is just always the same. And it's kind of reminds me of a punk band called the Youth Brigade.
Oh yeah, I like Youth Brigade.
Yeah, and just the way his voice is just kind of it's all the same.
Right, not a big range.
No, not a big range, but I'm really digging it.
You don't think Stephen Pearcy has range?
I like what he does, but he does what he does.
So and you're back for more.
Man, I almost self-servingly played an Uncle Tiki song. We did a really great version of Round and Round.
Oh wow.
And remember, you were there that fucking day. We did a version of Round and Round. It was with
One Piece at a Time.
Mike Brady and One Piece at a Time.
Yeah,
We should have done One Piece at a Time. I didn't even consider that. Maybe we'll do another show of cover songs we did, because you guys always did it. I really like the Luck of the Draw version. My Name is Sue.
Yeah.
And that was back in the day. I was in a band called Uncle Tiki. I was doing a version of Country Roads by John Denver, and I would stand on stage and say John Denver could kick Johnny Cash's ass. And now, looking back, not such a good thing to say.
Well, you remember what I used to say?
But I said it with conviction, damn it.
Remember what I used to say back then too was what was John Denver's biggest hit?
the ocean.
The Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, you fucker. and we were singing that before he ate it. And then
no.
Yes, we were playing that before he died.
That joke wasn't funny. Well, you were playing it before, but that joke wasn't funny until
the joke wasn't funny until he died. If you were telling that joke before he died, that would be pretty impressive.
I'd be prolific, and I could get on like Psychic Friends Network or something.
Yeah, and it was funny. Actually, after that happened, the drummer of that band said, "Quick, we should start doing a what are those fucking girls called? Spice Girls." He goes, "Quick, let's do a Spice Girl cover." And I go, "If we kill Sporty Spice, Bugs is going to kill us." Because you were part of that fan club, I believe. Was it Sporty Spice or was it Ginger? Which one was it?
I liked them all.
You were just a Spice Girl man. And so we started the band Country Spice in the Racks, and that pissed you off. What was up with that?
Yeah, well, because Country Spice wasn't nearly as cute as any of the other spices.
There was a girl in the band, that's why. That's when I learned that lesson. Never have a girl in the band.
Yeah. Ed's as close to a girl as I'll have in a band.
Ed's as close to a chick as I'm going to come to playing with a girl again. But man, he gets more puss than all of us.
Yeah, you remember that tour that we did? You might have been there, but he had that sticker. It was all black sticker with white lettering, and then it said, "I have the biggest dick in the band," and he had it on the back of his amp. And he dropped all his shit off because I had the van,
He dropped all the shit off at the house, and I started loading everything up, and I saw that, and I went and I got some crack and peel paper, and then I colored it all in, and I spent some time and made it look just like it, and I made it say, "I am the biggest dick in the band."
That's funny.
And then we toured for like 2 weeks, and every show we went to, I'd point it out to like the opening bands and the other bands and stuff. I'd be like, check this out, and they're all laughing, and we finally get home and then like unload all the gear. And then we're like, all right, well, we'll practice in a couple weeks, whatever, and I'll talk to you guys then. So a couple weeks go by, whatever, and we finally get back into the studio, and I walk in, and Ed's looking at me, he's like, fuck you. And I just went, what? I totally forgot about it at this point. And he's like, yeah, fuck you. And he's all serious. I'm like, dude, what was wrong? And he's like, he spins his amp around, he's like, you did this shit, didn't you? And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I did.
That's funny. That's really funny.
So.
Okay, cool. Well, so
where we at? What are we playing?
I'm gonna throw you at "I'm So Lonely I Could Cry" by Volbeat.
Awesome. Let's hear it.
Off of their latest album, Guitar Gangster something.
Rap.
Well, it's just a bunch of little dots on my iPod. Jerks.
So it's Guitar Gangster Rap.
Yeah. Coming at you live.
Straight out of Compton.
Yup.
YouTube copyright infringement.
That's cool. I tell you, you know what? I own a
it.
Dobro. I'm a fan of the Dobro, and I like that Dobro intro. I thought that was pretty neat. So I like the square necks. Those are great. Just that you don't get that tone out of any other guitar. So that was pretty cool. And then the vocals were true. You're like you were saying. That's right. It reminded me a lot of something that I can't remember. But yeah, it didn't remind me anything of Stephen Pearcy, but
no, yeah, just the quality of, if you listen to a lot of Rat in a row, you kind of go, okay, I'm done listening to Rat again. It's like I pull those tapes out and listen to them, and Volbeat, when I got it, I listened to the whole album over and over again. And I go, you know what? I'm done in this guy's voice for a while.
No, it was cool. I liked it. It's funny. I was going back to the dobro and the whole appreciating lap steel kind of thing. I played lap steel in Jose's band, Crank Williams.
Oh,
and
wow.
We did Hank Williams covers. I played on the tune Wedding Bells, I think it was. I only played on one song and I only played one night, but they did that tune as well. They did a good version of it. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we opened for Fear at what's that place where we saw the Super Suckers on Sunset Boulevard?
Roxy or Whiskey?
No, it used to be Gazzari's. Now it's something else.
Oh yeah, it's not there anymore. They closed
It's
that one
not?
down already.
Did
Yeah.
they really?
Billboard? No, what was it called? Yeah, it's done. The old Gazzari's turned into something else that's not there. Was it Billboard or was it?
No, it had some other name.
Yeah,
I can't think
it's
of it.
definitely gone.
Wow.
I
Because
don't know.
we played there with we opened for Fear, and I played on one song, and then Kelly Deal came out and sang. So I don't know. Kelly Deal from the Breeders. How about that? Bringing it back from the last show when you were talking about Frank Black.
That's right. That's right.
Look at that. Talk about a comeback. Yeah, that was cool though. I'm gonna have to start listening to a little bit more Volbeat. I did like the vocal. Maybe it's because that's the only tune I've heard. But
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to say it's not bad, but it's repetitious. And after you listen to that album 3 or 4 times in a row, you start saying, "Okay, I've heard this guy's voice."
it really reminded me of something that I just can't put my finger on it. But definitely,
Not Youth Brigade?
no, didn't sound like Ruth Gray to me. But
The voice even?
well, a little bit.
The way he was all.
Yeah. I could see that.
Maybe that's the only thing I was getting at.
There was something else though. There's another vocalist that I'm thinking of that it really. I was like, oh shit, this sounds like, but I can't place it. So
Yeah, it's too bad. That'd be really interesting for the sake of the show.
yeah, well, screw them. Go listen to music, listeners, and then you tell me who that sounds like, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
That's right. And if you have an opinion, please call 530-618-2847.
That's right. And where do they email if they have an opinion?
If they got a fucking opinion they want to email, they email right fucking here. We want beer at gmail.com.
Nice. I ran out of wine. I drank the whole goddamn bottle. So I went and got a Murphy's Stout. You ever had Murphy's?
Yeah. Wannabe Guinness?
Wannabe Guinness. Are you kidding? Murphy shits on Guinness. You know what's even better than that is Caffrey's. You ever had Caffrey's?
I have not.
Yeah, they don't import it. You have to go to Europe to get it.
If
Makes me
beer
sad.
is like liquid bread, I'm just not into it. I like liquid Avion, thus the Coors Light keg. I'm into quantity, not quality.
We were on tour one time, and we were in Oklahoma, and they have the wussy beer, like
Beer.
yeah, like Utah, how they have like the 3/4 alcohol or whatever it is, a half alcohol.
Yes, cock. I piss all the time up there.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And so we we're out on tour or whatever, and we play out in Claremore, Oklahoma, and then a bunch of the guys are like, "Hey, there's an after party. You guys want to come out?" And we're like, "Sure, we'll come out." And had a great time, just had a blast. And these kids are like walking around with these cases of like natural ice, and they hand me one, and I'm like, "Ooh, it was natural ice, natural light." That's what it was, just Natty Light. And he hands me a Natty Light, and I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, we have this back at home, but we call it Arrowhead." I thought that was funny. That was the tour where I was like, I wanted to meet a guy. Oh man, I'm going to get lost. I'm drinking too much wine. The bottom line was I wanted to meet somebody that was marrying their cousin and a 300-pound guy named Tank, and both things happened that night. So
wow.
Yeah. And then the tour after that we called Know Your Liquor Laws Tour. Because we stopped at a dry county in Texas to buy beer. I'm like, ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
and in Utah, you got to belong to the clubs where you buy like a membership and you can buy from like a store.
Or you have to get sponsored to get into the bars. But you know what? From what I understand, that they've abolished that.
Really?
Just within like the last 6 or 8 months, they've gotten rid of that whole thing. So
luck of the draw is coming back to Utah, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
you heard it here first.
Because you remember, I got the flyers too. Actually, I'm looking at one right here. I got over my desk.
We should make a tour called that.
Coming back, yeah. There's a little asterisk at the bottom of the flyer, and it says a private club for members, and that's how they can serve regular liquor.
Wow.
But I think that's over. I think you can just go in and you can buy a shot of tequila, and you can get a shot of tequila. So
outstanding. That's the way the good Lord wanted it.
That's exactly right. That's the way God wanted it to be. Mm-hmm. Well, before we drag on too long, why don't we just talk about the show supporters real quick?
Yeah. We've
got Bad Luck Designs over there at buddynowone.etsy.com. They're inspired by 40s and 50s delinquent culture, emphasizing on rock and roll, tattoos, pinups, and hot rods. Go check out their t-shirts. They're well worth it. I wore one the other night.
Whoa.
What?
How'd it work out for you?
Oh, it was great.
Outstanding.
We Whiskey Glass Eye played Dirty Vinyl in Ventura, and I actually, like, no bullshit, I had like 5 people come up to me and go, "That's a really cool shirt." And I went, "Yeah, I know, I'm wearing it."
What? I like the shirt you wore when we were recording. Well, I can't remember the exact text though.
I fucked the girl in Hanson.
The cute girl or just the girl?
It was just the girl. I fucked the girl in Hanson.
Word. That's funny.
And I did. That's what you get. That's what you get, a shirt when that's your lovely parting present.
A poke, you get a shirt.
Yeah. It's numbered on the back. You probably didn't see that.
I did not see the number.
So yeah, go check out Bad Luck Designs. And then also another show supporter we have is, I just drew a blank. Flat Black Industries. Yeah. Go to flatblackind.com and check out their wares, buy their stuff. Tell Nate that Stan Zig and Todd Buggs said hi.
Yeah.
Nate's a good guy. So, and I guess if you want to get a hold of us, what's the phone number to get a hold of us, Dwayne?
You can get a hold of us at 530-618-2847.
You can leave a voicemail there, and that is
that's right.
It's a Google Voice number, so it limits you to 3 minutes. So if you have anything that's 3 minutes and 1 second, you're going to have to call back and leave that 1 second exclamation point.
Word. And then also email us at wewantbeer@gmail.com.
That's right.
We do want
beer. Then I would prefer voicemails, though. So that way we could play your audio comments. And
yeah, we can put you on the air. That's fine.
If you have any chiming in, like you want to say that Elvis's version is better than I thought it was, and you want to call me a douche for not thinking it was fantastic, then yeah, go ahead and
or a douche
call me out on it.
Yeah, or a douche for the Kiss ripping.
That's right. If you think Dwayne is a douche because he likes Kiss, you need to call in.
There it is.
And then, I mean, if you think Stanzig is, then that's the way to do it. Call the listener line, and
somebody's being put to death, and we don't want that.
is somebody who? Or somebody is.
I forgot, and you got mad at me last time.
About what? About the burps?
No, somebody's being wrongly persecuted. In
Brandon Hine.
Democracy.
Yes. Go to brandonhine.com or myspace.com/freebrandonhine. That's just, you should do that. That's definitely worth looking into. Another wrongly imprisoned person, and it's a sad deal. So yeah, check out brandonhine.com for all the information. That's about all I got for this show, Dwayne. I'm fading fast, man. I drank a whole bottle of wine.
Woof. Alrighty.
I'm feeling good. I mean, it's 10:30 now. Good Lord.
Yeah.
We still haven't picked a theme. What are we doing next week? I gotta have some ideas of what we're gonna get up against, and then if the listeners care to call in and email in, they need to know what our theme's gonna be. And man, I had an idea, and I forgot it.
What does psychobilly mean to you? I always got angry because everybody who would hear my band say, "You don't sound like the Cramps, so you must not be psychobilly." In my mind, there's a lot more to psychobilly than the Cramps. The Cramps is amazing, and they are something among themselves. God rest his soul, Lux Interior, but they are not the end all of psychobilly, in my opinion.
I think, and I'm going to somewhat defend you maybe a little bit here. When you were doing that, psychobilly hadn't evolved to what it is now, because psychobilly is no longer, I mean, Cramps are more considered surf, like horror surf or whatever. Psychobilly now is like Los Gatos Locos and the Meteors, things like that. There is a big difference for me from like early 80s psychobilly to what now psychobilly is, but I think that I don't think the Cramps necessarily fall under the psychobilly tag so much.
I just remember hearing that and being compared to like Deadbolt, which was basically a psychobilly, a
surf band again. It didn't have upright basses either, and I think that psychobilly.
And I get pissed off. I go, come on, what the fuck, man? We're taking rockabilly and we're hyping it up. It doesn't have to be note for note.
Yeah, I think there's some great psychobilly bands out there that are maybe, since you were getting flack for not being psychobilly enough. I don't know. So, but yeah, I wouldn't consider the Cramps necessarily psychobilly, and mainly. And it may be cliche, like you can't have a rockabilly band without an upright bass player. Well, I kind of feel that way about psychobilly too. You can't have a psychobilly band without it being an upright bass player.
Really?
I kind of fall into that. Yeah.
I disagree.
Well, then what? That's the next theme. Is you're going to have psychobilly bands that have electric bass players,
and you have psychobilly bands that have upright bass players.
I could do that. You can find 2 psychobilly bands with electric bass.
You know what? Then they're probably not. Yes.
They're probably not. Yes.
They're just pissing me off now. Yes, there's definitely people playing electric fucking bass, and it's not stand-up bass. Fuck stand-up bass. You can't even mic the goddamn thing live, so why bother?
You're going to piss off so many of our listeners.
Oh,
all 25 of them.
If you can play it, okay, there you go. Let's start with there. If you can play it, you should be in a band with it. 95% of the people cannot play it. Now, can you mic it? 98% of the people who can play it cannot mic it.
I could come up with, in the next 10 minutes, I could come up with probably 30 songs of upright bass, mic'd appropriately, played by psychobilly bands.
Bring it.
I could. Then that's the next show. I will.
Okay.
I will find the best quality upright bass playing and miking in. And I almost dare not call them psychobilly though, because they're more like rock and roll bands. But
see, but there we
they've got
go.
that
It's like
psychobilly feel.
The labels just kill me.
Yeah. But I bet if you were to talk to the members in the band and say what is your genre, what is your direct, that the one band offhand that I'm thinking of instantly would say psychobilly. I guarantee you that.
Who?
Blazing Haley.
Okay, fine.
You
An
hear the bass tone
exception.
in that? You hear the bass tone on that record?
Yeah.
On either one of those records.
No, you're right. Yes. I said
Okay.
95%. There was some that exist.
Okay. And then how about
And I'd say 3 Bad Jacks. He never has the same stand-up bass player, but he does find good bass players, stand-up bass players.
The Living End? What do you know about them?
I love them.
See?
They're the 98% that can do it.
Okay, well, those
And
are the
wait,
first
are they
two.
psychobilly? Everybody called them a rock band.
Well, see, that's why I said that I wasn't sure, because even like...
Their album, Let It Roll, was awesome, but it was not a rockabilly thing. But it was.
But yeah, it is. Like, they play big hollow body Gretches, and they got upright bass, and they got pompadours, whatever. They got the look, and then they got the songs. And then, I mean, even like Blazing Haley, The Living End, and Reverend Horton Heat, all 3 of those bands have incredible bass tone.
And lots of money to get it.
Well, I don't know about Blazing Haley. I mean, their guitar player's playing in Whiskey Class I, for Christ's sake.
All right. Well, I hear you. All right, so that's going to do it for us tonight. So please call us at 530-618-2847.
And you can give us an email at wewantbeer@gmail.com. And we appreciate all contact, but we prefer the phone calls.
Yeah, phone calls. So we're thinking about doing something about what psychobilly means to you, because it's just between Bugs and I think we have some pretty different opinions, and we'd like to hear yours.
And not just in psychobilly. I think we have plenty of different opinions.
That Kiss is the end-all rock and roll band that will save us from the Armageddon. In Gene Simmons we trust.
Good night, everybody.
I'm not doing it. Last show, I took the high road on the one-armed drummer and the oral sex in the bathroom jokes. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm not going to say anything about the Kiss Army.
And you'll burn in hell, my friend. Good night!
Dude, Kiss sucks.
Oh, bastard.